Hey guys, now that I live in Southern California, I found myself spending a lot more time in the sun. I mean, it really does never rain in Southern California. So I've also been using a lot more sunscreen. And while I was standing in the aisle trying to pick out the best one the other day, I realized that back when I was a kid, we only had like 3 choices, which made me wonder what was it like when my mom was a kid, and when her mom was a kid, and when her mom was a kid, and so on and so forth. And then I remembered that sunscreen has actually been around for a long time and can be traced all the way back to the ancient Egyptians, who must have been the smartest people ever because everything seems to get traced back to them somehow. Back then, they used ingredients such as rice bran extract, lupine extract, and even jasmine to make their unique sunscreen formulas. But you know, being a golden goddess wasn't always in fashion, and meanwhile, for Cleopatra's lovers over in Rome, being pale was a status symbol, a style that continued on the continent all the way through the first Queen Elizabeth's reign, when people would coat their faces in a foundation called ceruse, which was made up of ground up white lead powder and vinegar. It may have given them a flawless complexion, but it had one problem: it was also a poison. Since I don't want to be putting poison anywhere near my face, I'm grateful that Benjamin Green, a trained pharmacist and World War II airman, found Red Vet Pet, a safety concoction left by the military in life rafts, and decided to add cocoa butter and coconut oil to it, giving us copper tone. Get it? A skin tone the color of copper? Little Miss Coppertone and her adorably pale butt started appearing on their bottles in the 1950s, and shortly thereafter, tanning itself became more popular, because unlike with the aristocrats in earlier generations, being tan became a status symbol, showing that you were rich and successful and had time to relax on the French Riviera like Brigitte Bardot. An entire generation then literally cooked their bodies in the sun, all in the quest to achieve the darkest blonde tan in the summer months. In the 70s, things got serious, and SPF, sun protection factor, was established. That little number and its formula of SPF times 20 minutes tell you how much time you can hypothetically spend in the sun before you start to feel a burn, which if you're like me is not so long. So remember guys, when you're heading out to the beach, reapply often.